Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create an awesome 3D website using HTML, CSS and Spline. Spline is a powerful tool that lets you create and embed interactive 3D element into a website without needing complex coding. So, by the end of this tutorial, you will have a 3D interactive web page with a custom 3D model and cool visual effects. So let's get started. And first of all, let me show you how our final project look like. Let's run it. This is our final project. Here's what we're building today. As you can see, we have a 3D object embedded, a logo, and a stylish text with animation. As you can see, our 3D element follow our cursor. So building a 3D website is really a cool thing, and it makes your website very more professional look. So you learned what we gonna build. Now let's jump to our project folder and start building this awesome 3D website. First of all, let's set up our project. Open your code editor. I'm going to open Visual Studio Code. You can use any code editor you like. Select your project folder, and here we create two files. The first one is index.html and the second one is style.css. And also make sure to import your logo. So I imported my logo also. Open your index.html. Here we are going to write the HTML structure first. So type HTML and select this HTML5. It will create you the basic HTML5 structure. Now it's time to start writing the code. So first of all, let's start with our index.html, and here after adding our basic HTML structure, we have to define our page, set a title. I call it 3D website. So as you saw previously, our website have two main sections. One is the background, which is our 3D file, and at the top of it there is a logo in text. So first we create that section. So I make a div. I give it a class of logo text because this is our logo. This is our text. And here I say type something. After this, I have a image logo. So I make an image tag and I give it the source of this image, sp.png. I also give it a class name. I call it logo, and that's it. After this, okay, let's run everything. We're using live server, so we see in real time what we are building. This is how our website look like. As you can see, it's not looking good, but we will style it later. Now our important part is to create our 3D element. How you can do that? To do that, you have to go to Spline website, spline.design. This is the website which is also based on the 3GS. It allows you to create 3D element and import them using embed into your project folder. So all you have to do is to click get start and create your first free account. There's a lot of every 3D model is free, so you can use any of them. After you have logged into your account, go to community because there's a lot of 3D models made by community. So let's talk about Spline. What is a Spline? The Spline is an online tool that allows you to design and animate 3D objects and export them as interactive component for your website. And there it is. This is the 3D element we use. If you want to use other elements, just click on this community. As you can see, there is a bunch of other 3D models you can use for your website. There's a lot of really cool things to use, but I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to use this one. This is it. So click on this remix and wait a few moments, and it will open the editor. As you can see, inside this editor we can edit this file, or you can also create a 3D model from scratch. Using this interface is really easy. This is every part this element is made of. If you want to make some changes, for example, I don't want this logo, so I can easily select this logo. It's a button, and I can delete it just like that. The button is no more here. If you want to change the element, you can select them, and then you can make modification like changing the scale, move it, and etc. But I don't want to make any change. I just want to change the light. So from here I select the spotlight and I change its color to something blue. I also change another spotlight color to this. Look nice. Yeah, this looks nice. Once you have made your changes, just click export. In the export section, if you go to play setting, from here you can change some things. For example, there's a logo, it shows the Spline logo. If you want to remove that, you have to go for premium, but it's okay, it can be there. But you can change more options from here. I don't want to change anything. I just go to this viewer, and from here it will create you an embed code, and all we have to do is to copy this one. We just copy this script, like this one, to copy this one. I close this and I come back to my editor, and here I paste it. Here we have two things. This one is the Spline Viewer JavaScript module, and this is the Spline Viewer. We need this one. Just copy it and keep this one at the bottom before the body. And I want to put this one in here. I give it a class for this Spline Viewer. I call it 3D. After this, I want to add another section. A div with a class section content. This could be your next page. So I want this one to be a folly page. Just save it. And as you can see, it doesn't look good, but 3D model should show up in here. And here it is. As you can see, our 3D object is inside our website, and it follow our cursor. So now let's go to our style.css and give it some style. Go to our style.css, and here we set the background to black and use a modern font for sleek design. So I select my body. Set the background color to black. I also change the font family to Verdana. And after that I select my text logo text, Here's an important thing, because everything is on top of each other, we have to use the index. So first it should be the 3D object, on top of that our text and image. So I give this one as the index of 1. I give the color white. I do everything very quick. I set the position to absolute. After that I give it a top 35 wing height, so it should be at the center. I also give it a left of 34 wing width. Also give it a font size of 16 pixel. It should be very big, and also give it a font weight of 900. It should be very thick, and I also used a letter spacing to make it a little bit cooler, 3 pixel, and also give it a text shadow. This is our shadow. And after that, I'm going to select our logo. This is our image. This should be after this one, so I give it a z-index of 2 because it's on the top, on more top, and I give it a width. It shouldn't be very big, so 150 pixels is good. So give it a height, same height. I give it position, which I should position it absolute. I also need to give it top and left, so I just copy this one. Maybe change it a little bit because this is smaller, so I give it 50. Wing height and maybe 47. I can change that later. Also want to give it a filter of drop shadow. I just copy this one and paste it here and save. And after that, it's time for our robot.3D, our 3D object. And for this one, I give it a z-index of 0, so it should be at the back of everything. And after that, I give it a position. This is also absolute, and I give it top and left. The top should be 0, and the left should also be 0. All I have to do is to save it. So this is our text, this is our logo, and this is our 3D object. And this is how we give it a little bit of design, so it covers everything on our page. And this is another section for the next page. Let's open and see how it looks. Let's refresh. It's not working because we didn't link our style.css. So let's link it and save. Now let's check. And here you go. As you can see, we have our 3D object, our text, and our logo, and the 3D object follow our cursor. And this way your website looks really nice and very professional. Okay, and why we don't have the second page? Because we didn't give that a height. Let's give it. Go to style. We select our section content. And we give it height of 200 wing height. Save and come back. As you can see, this is our first page. And if you come back, this should be your other content. And just like that, you can create a full website. So this was all for today's project. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you learned something from this tutorial and it helped you to create more professional websites. So if you have any question, just put it on the comment, and thanks for watching. Have a great time.